you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to The Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight again, and welcome back to The Songwriter Show. I'm your humble host, Sarantos, a solo music artist who's been writing lyrics for as long as I can remember. Words just mean the world to me, and that's why I love hosting this show for you every Tuesday evening on Reality Radio 101.9. I believe that in my heart that every song is a story. Tonight, I'm so excited to have on the show Bizz Bigsby. Born Wendell Bigsby, he grew up in North Nashville, raised by his grandmother and great aunts after a childhood marked by tragedy, including witnessing his mother shooting at the age of 4 and later battling addiction. Despite the absence of his musician father who performed with legends like Little Richard and Jimi Hendrix, music became Bizz's lifeline and his greatest source of expression.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show, Bizz. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, man. So, reading your bio, obviously there's a little bit of tragedy there, but tell us a little bit about how you transformed that into the realm of music.
Actually, my life started as the first thing I can remember, 4 years old, and I'm watching my dad on a show called Night Train, which was it was the first show that was ever recorded live that had African-American teenagers, artists actually on TV.
Wow. That's great.
Actually, in the history of the world ever. I didn't know that at the time, right? And my grandmother let me stay up on a Friday night, 10 o'clock, and the show came on, and I'll never forget it. I remember saying, "There's your dad." And at that time, I don't remember a lot about being 4, but I do remember going, that looks like that's fine, and I want to do that. And so I've been following that ever since, just trying to live in that shadow. He was gone doing his thing, and my mom had me, and they were both teenagers and young. And my mom had she got caught up in the wrong thing and she was actually shot, and the guy brought her home and just left her there. And she they opened the door and she fell in the living room right in front of me.
Wow.
I wanted to go write something down right then. I didn't know how to. I didn't know what to do, but I never forgot it. So, God is good, though. He took something that was really tragic and birthed a life in me that wanted to tell this story. And so I started there.
Okay.
That's actually what happened.
What's your main instrument?
I write with guitar and bass, to be honest. I write with bass lines. I love bass lines. And then I'll put the melody on top of that. Then I normally grab some guitar players that are around me, and we'll finish what we got. I'm really good with hooks and melodies. That's kind of my thing.
So tell us a little bit about your family, right? Anyone else musical other than your dad?
Actually, no. My father's the only musical person in my life. And it's funny because I don't really know a lot of people on his side of the family. So for all I know, there was the Jacksons on another side, and I didn't even know it. He started at a very young age, and I think he was 19 when I was born. And when I was born, he was actually in L.A., and that's when he met Hendrix. Well, that's when he met Little Richard and all of those guys. But I'm the only person in my family that I know of that does music at all. I was raised by aunts and my grandmother. And my grandmother would play a little piano in church. But that's about it.
Are you influenced by any old records?
Sam Cooke. Most of those old Sam Cooke and the Soul Stirrers albums, when he was actually doing gospel music. I used to hear my grandmother playing those when I was growing up. And it's funny, Sam Cooke's, all his chord progressions were pretty much the same, but the songs were different. That always resonated with me. It felt so genuine and real.
Yeah.
So I still have Sam Cooke influence in everything that I do, to be honest with you.
Here's a trick question for you. Who would you want to be in a room with, dead or alive? You've named a couple influences, but if you could pick one, who would it be?
Can I say Sam?
Yeah, you can say anyone you want, man. Yeah,
no, Sam
absolutely.
Cooke, man. That's my guy. He did everything. And he started the first publishing company. He was the first African American to ever have a publishing. He was the first one to realize what the business was in music. And so I I've always followed that lead. It's music is awesome, but there's a business side to it that you have to have. And he was just so smooth with everything he did. Church, R&B, pop. He pretty much did it all. I would love to sit down and just pick his brain and to see what he went through and how he went through it and how that influenced what he did.
What you're kind of talking about here, do you think a lot of people share that story or that background? Like, it's got to be tough, right?
The background that I have?
No. When you're talking about the culture back then, how not a lot of people were doing what he was doing.
It had to be tough, man. You're right. Yeah, it's a curiosity. Like, how did you go in the deep South and do your music and play and what was that like and become successful through all of it? You know, he ended up in New York and he ended up integrating a lot of clubs in New York. I would love to hear what that was like. That always intrigues me. You know, it's like you look at one thing, but it's really more than that. It's more than the music. And then you want to know what influenced him to write the songs that he wrote. And it had to be the life he was living. I mean, Change Don't Come is one of the best songs ever written. And the bad part about it is that he died before it was ever released.
Yeah.
So he never heard it.
And these challenges that we have nowadays, right? We each have our own crosses to bear, but
yes.
One of the challenges nowadays, I read a great article about how there's nothing new. Everything's been done, right?
Yes.
When you look at the Beach Boys, the Beatles, just all these battles and all these, now it's like they're like everything's digital and no one's doing anything creative.
Right.
But you can talk about mixing, you could talk about using some elements of AI, and there are things that are being done, but not the big things, because how many different chords can you use, right?
Exactly.
They've all kind of been done. So I think it's always cool to see which side of history you're on and just have an open mind, right?
Yes. Yeah. I was having a conversation about that today. You know, you can embrace the past, but you have to live for the future. I mean, you can't stay in either one. You have to go to both. And if you don't change and you don't keep up, you'll get left behind.
Tell us a little bit about this song that we're going to hear in a few minutes. What inspired this one?
Here in this town, like my bio says, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, North Nashville, which was in the mid-'60s and early '70s. They had a construction that built an interstate completely through North Nashville. And it totally choked off the entire community. I think it was like 20 cross streets that were just gone. So you look up and there are no stores there. It just kind of choked the neighborhood off, right? And I remember hearing about that and growing up at the end of that. And there was a street called Jefferson Street that was, if you think Beale Street was great in Memphis, Jefferson Street was just as great in Nashville. I mean, there was everybody from Count Basie to Duke Ellington, Little Rich, all of those cats. They would play on Jefferson Street after they would go do their gigs. They would come down there and play.
That's so cool. Yeah.
It was really, and my dad was right in the middle of all of that. So I had an uncle that had a club there called the Del Maraca. And Hendrix actually lived in a room upstairs above the club. And they would all just get together on Friday and Saturday nights and just play. So that choked off that whole vibe. And I remember Mr. Ferguson having to close a store, you know what I mean? Because people you couldn't get to it anymore. So that's what inspired the song. And now I think Nashville is with the middle of what's going on and how gentrification has come and kind of eaten up the city. It completely changed it, but now it's coming back, but it's coming back differently. It's the same soup, but the bowl is different. So that's what it's about. It's personal, but I think most cities are going through transformations right now. So it's personal, but it's something that I think everybody can relate to.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I'll tell you what, let's take a listen to it and then we'll come back and talk some more. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, everybody, check this out. Here we go.
How did we get here? We're a long way from where it began. I scream, but you don't hear. How much more do you think I can stand? Can't you see me lying here? Look at me, I'm dying here. I see what you're doing, trying to make me feel less of a man. was done so surgically, breaking up my family, trying to take the life from me. But there's something bigger and brighter, stronger, but it's lighter, it's deeper, so much wider, unconditional, waiting on me. I can't let it go. I hold on to my dream in a world that is breaking me down. 'Cause I gotta know that a rose in the concrete is growing against all the odds. Here in this town, yeah, yeah. Here in this town, yeah. Trying to stay strong now, but I'm losing my faith. Won't be too long now till it all slips away. You walked into my hood and took what you wanted. Monday it's mine, but by Friday you owned it. And I'm supposed to live now and love you anyway. 'Cause there's something bigger and brighter, stronger, but it's lighter, it's deeper, so much wider, unconditional, waiting on me. I can't let it go. I hold on to my dream in a world that is breaking me down. 'Cause I gotta know that a rose in the concrete is growing. I can't let it go. I hold on to my dream in a world that is breaking me down. 'Cause I gotta know that a rose in the concrete is growing against all the odds. Here in this town, yeah, yeah. Can't you feel it growing? Here in this town, got a long way to go, but we'll get there. Here in this town.
That's a cool vibe, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
So how do you get started? Is it lyrics? Talk a little bit about the bass. Like, what's the way that you prefer to write your songs?
They all come at me differently, you know? It just depends on where I am. And you're a songwriter, so you know, it just hits you when it hits you. I've sat down in a room with Grammy Award-winning songwriters, and we came up with absolutely nothing. It was like, oh my goodness, man! Everybody left. I'm like, yeah, that was great. And everybody left like, man, we just wasted it. I'll never get that 3 hours back. and then you could be driving down the street and it just hits you. You know, I just call them divine winks every now and then because melodies and things like that. I have nothing to do with them. They just hit me. I'm pretty good at catching that part of it, holding on to it. And some of the things I write alone. And then lately I've been doing a lot of co-writing, which is interesting because you almost have to get out of your own way.
Sure.
Sometimes. I was never privy to that growing up in writing and doing music, but now it's a pretty big deal in Nashville.
Do you have any personal advice you would give someone that wants to be a songwriter?
Do it because you love it. Don't do it for the money.
What money?
Exactly. My point exactly. You won't do it. It has to be who you are, man, not what you do. It just has to be a part of who you are. But songwriting, I mean, there are a lot of great songs. It's weird because you don't really know. You can't write for people or for radio or for hit. You have to write for yourself. You almost have to be selfish when it comes to writing, and you can't really, because you don't know what's going to be what and what's going to end up where. So you have to be true to yourself. The worst thing that could happen is if you wrote something that wasn't you and it became a hit, and then you have to live the life that isn't you.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
You know what I mean? That's to me, that's a purgatory I never want to be in.
Yeah, but it's a good problem to have. But yeah, that would, as much as I want to hit and I'll play it like 8 million times, I will never get tired of it.
Yes.
It would suck to have that hit be something you don't like or respect or not even the genre that you really want to play.
Yes, and you have to go there every day.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And massage that. Because that's how you're eating, but it's not where your spirit is. It's I guess my grandmother used to say, you got to watch what you ask for sometimes. And I want to keep it true.
Yeah, that's definitely true, man. So do you feel like connections are important to make in this business?
Well, connections are important in anything. Everything you do, I spend my time with people I'm comfortable with. I know some people that are really, really good musicians, but I don't really have a lot to say because they're just not good people. I don't want to say it like that, but it's just hard to. Your connections are more important than anything. You will spend time and spend your money and spend your energy with people that you're comfortable around. I tell my son that a lot. A lot of times, that's most of the people that I deal with now, people that I met in college, right? Then I got to know them and we grew up together, so to speak, and we're still connected in the same way. But if you want to get in this business, you have to figure out, and it's especially in the music business, man, because it's just so hard. There is no one way to do it. It's not like going to law school or going to med school where I'm going to go 4 years and I'll do this for 4 years and I'll start a residency. You don't ever know if you're ever going to be successful at it. You just have to do it because you love it.
Yeah, that's totally true. Is there a musical risk you took that ever paid off that you want to share with us, obviously?
That's a very good question. That is a really good question. This is the first time in my life I don't have an answer for a question. Not really. I guess the answer would be no. Everything that I pretty much can sleep at night. No. I was on the road for a while. I ran into a couple people that I used to be friends with. Well, Rick James would come through Nashville once a year and we would kind of hang out every time he'd come through. And I had these songs that I wanted to give him that I knew he would like, and I never did it. I don't know if that's the answer to the question, but I always was like, man, I wonder if he would have liked. I probably should have just gave them to him.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's anywhere closer to answer. When you say musical risk, you're probably talking about something musically that I did, but
no.
that answer would be not.
There's no right answer, man, on this show. Yeah.
Well, that's great because to this day I still think the song, 3 or 4 of those songs, because you never know, So I can never open that can again.
What's your favorite 70s jam?
Knee Deep, Parliament Funkadelic.
Okay, cool. Tell us about your typical day of the week. What happens?
Wake up, pray, get out of the bed, do 70 push-ups, go into the kitchen, make a bowl of oatmeal with bananas, and then start writing.
I got to tell you, man, I'm disappointed to hear that. I mean, just 70, that's not that many.
Dude, I'm 66, okay?
Oh, I'm teasing you, man. I'm teasing you. I feel like I'm in high school gym class where you had to do push-ups and sit-ups.
I'm like doing 70. I'm like, you doing 70?
No, that's great. That's great, man. I'm just razzing you.
No, man, it's good. Yeah. That's kind of why I said it. I'm like, okay, I really don't. I'm saying he really doesn't care how many numbers it is. It's just the routine of it all.
You just threw that out there. You just threw that out there, like
a bowling ball.
I do like 700 push-ups. It's nothing.
Right. No, that's a relative statement. Most people will be like, "Dude, I do 70 with one hand."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my routine. I used to do 100, but I stopped doing it because I didn't want to do 100. So I stopped doing any of them. So I'm like, you know what? Let me do a few, and let's go from there. But yeah, that's I do that, and then I start writing, and sometimes that takes me all day.
Okay.
And it's nothing like writing. Nothing. It's
nothing.
It's almost like me and God going one-on-one.
I get lost in it, man. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I really get lost in it. It's kind of cool.
I feel sorry for people that don't, because it's like it's almost it's therapeutic. You know what I mean? Like everything you go through, if you can write it down and get it out of you, and then you can also write down what other people are feeling, but they don't really know how to express it. And you can write something and someone hears it and goes, man, that's exactly how I feel, but I didn't know how to say it. That's a powerful blessing to have.
All right, man. I got 2 more questions for you. One is, if you could be any animal, which one would you be and why?
An eagle.
Why?
Because he's an eagle. I don't even know how. That's the only way I can answer that. Eagles up. I mean, yeah, man. I stood up and saw one day, and he literally did not flap his wings for 5 minutes, and he was just catching like the current. He would just catch it, and I'm like, man, that's how I want to live my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be flapping and flapping and flapping. I just want to. And he just seemed like he didn't care, like a cat.
He's a badass, man. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah.
He can do whatever he wants when he wants, and nobody's going to stop him.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So last question. Where can people listen to your stuff, buy it, stream it? Where can they find you?
Bizz Bigsby on all streaming platforms. Bizz Bigsby, Instagram, Bizz Bigsby, Facebook, everything. My website is Bizz Bigsby 2Z. The single comes out on the 20th, and the album drops September 20th.
Awesome. I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight, man. It was a blast, and I hope you had a good time too.
I had a great time. Thank you for having me. This was a blessing. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome, Bizz. And to all the fans out there, thank you for sharing a little bit of your precious time with the two of us tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you're a songwriter with a story to share, we'd love to hear from you. Head over to songwritershow.com and submit the interview request form. To all the listeners, I hope this episode has inspired you to explore your own stories through music. My name is Sarantos, and as always, it's been a real pleasure having you with us tonight. Join me every single Tuesday night to hear other awesome, incredible artists from all around the world sharing their unique stories right here on Reality Radio 101.9. I love you all. Have a great night.
Simple mission in this life of mine. Man is a 'cause all that I am is a man. I wanna love the world and spread peace and joy. What you want, tell me what you see and what you believe. Tell me how you feel. Does it feel real? Tell me if you cry in the middle of the night. Tell me what I can do and I will try to help. Because I love you. I am a man with a mission of heart. I try so hard to be what I am. 'Cause all that I am is a man. I wanna love the world and spread peace and joy.
Thank you for listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.